Hello and welcome to Broken Entertainment. So before I get started, if you watch this video and you like it, go ahead and hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel if you aren't. So Bleeding Cool released and collated 91 rumors, gossip, teases about DC Comic Future State for 2021. And I want to go through this because some of it's kind of interesting and some of it's a gigantic mess. And when you kind of put it all together, it makes it look like the whole thing might be a gigantic mess. Which wouldn't surprise me with the state of DC's writing right now anyway. Before I get into that, I want to kind of talk about these new designs a little bit. If you're not familiar, this is the regular Wonder Woman we all know and love. This is the new Wonder Woman who, for some reason, is from Brazil. You've got Superman, and you've got Superman's son, who is actually Superman, and apparently kind of a dick. You have the original Batman. I don't know who that is. Zatanna Catwoman. I really like this look, and I also like the Wonder Woman look for the Brazilian Wonder Woman and for the regular one. I really like this Catwoman look. I don't like it as a future costume because there's nothing future about it, and that seems to happen to Catwoman a lot when she's shown in the future. She just kind of looks like Catwoman with some slightly different colors. But as an alternate variation on the costume, I think it's pretty cool. When you've got future Batman and other characters. But I do like these designs. This is drawn by one of the artists from Boom Comics who did the work on some of the Power Rangers stuff. I generally really like their work. But let's go ahead and get into the 91 rumors, etc. So remember, again, these are rumors. Some of them aren't. So they are told, in DC Future State, the multiverse has been saved from the brink of destruction, but the triumph of DC's superheroes has shaken loose the fabric of time and space. I'll get to that in a second. And that the final chapter of Dark Knight's death metal brings new life to DC's multiverse, kicking off this glimpse into the unwritten worlds of DC's future. So, I get really tired of the whole, this was so cataclysmic it shook loose the fabric of space and time thing. It just gets done so much in comics. This is kind of what I was talking about in my last video, with scope and scale. And I know comics do big scale events, but sometimes it just feels like it's forced and just like, how do we top the last thing? Let's make it shake the fabric of space and time. And it's some sort of weird explanation for why, for 2 months, we're going to get a bunch of comics about characters from different parts of the timeline, because they're not all from the same part of the future, just to make things more convoluted. So, I've heard a lot of bad things about the Death Metal series. I don't really care about it. I don't tend to follow DC Comics anymore, except for the news. I'm probably going to pick up this Catwoman book just to give it a look and give it a review on the channel. Might do the same thing for... Actually, I don't like any of the Supermen or Batman. Maybe for this Wonder Woman, just to see what's going on there. But really just for reviews. I don't really plan on following any of it unless they just blow me away. But anyway, the new Flash in Infinite Frontier Zero is not Jess Chambers, aka Kid Quick, but is the Australian member of the new Titans Academy named Bolt. That is a horrible, awful, terrible, awful name. Because... well, I mean, you gotta do Usain Bolt, right? So there's that obvious reference. And then there's the cartoon dog. So either you're talking... It makes me immediately think of the cartoon dog or the famous runner. And I think a character's name shouldn't do that. But anyway... Tim Fox is the original son of Lucius Fox from Listen to this sentence. Tim Fox is the original son of Lucius Fox from pre-Crisis continuity and recently returned to join Luke Fox and Tamara Fox as grown-up children of Lucius Fox and Tanya Fox. This is going to be really convoluted. If we're talking about the future and different parts of the future, because this Wonder Woman's from farther ahead in the timeline than this Wonder Woman, and this Batman is from farther back than another Batman, and this Superman is Catwoman's from like 10 years in the future or whatever. And Swamp Thing's from like the year 87,000, but also from the year 45,000, and we're talking about pre-crisis, post-crisis, and okay. Why? Anyway, Clark Kent has had many wives and many children after Lois Lane. Okay. Bolt, the dog. Oh, wait, sorry. Bolt, the Flash wannabe, takes on the future Flash role in Future State Suicide Squad. Okay, whatever. In the Amazon rainforest, Yara Flor, that's her here, is chosen to be the new Wonder Woman. The previous Wonder Woman wanted to bring peace to humanity. The new Wonder Woman wants to bring peace to the gods. I really like the idea of a Wonder Woman that struggles for humanity and a Wonder Woman that struggles for the gods. Just not that interesting. After hanging up her mask, Stephanie Brown returns as spoiler, but is later believed to have betrayed the Bat family to the Magistrate. More on the Magistrate later. Lois Lane is an ambassador for Earth to the United Planets to step up from a journalist, but she does have connections. So, back up. Remember how I talked about how convoluted this is? Clark Kent has had many wives and many children after Lois Lane is long gone. Lois Lane is an ambassador for Earth. Clark Kent has had many wives and many children after Lois Lane is gone. Lois Lane is an ambassador for Earth. So, we're looking at, what are we at, 3 different timelines now? Plus pre-crisis continuity? And we've barely got into this? But how come she's the one who has to deal with Lex Luthor, ruler of planet Lexor? Really? Why? Dominated with oh so familiar propaganda and divide and rule politics. Gee, I wonder if that will be somewhat political. The original Justice League team got too big, brought in too many members, and so one betrayed them and spilled their secrets. Okay. Future versions of the Justice League maintain mandatory secret identities and no fraternization between members. Okay. Don't know how to pronounce this name. Don't know the character. Has the reputation of uniting the Green Lantern Corps in time to solve Oa's greatest mystery. Yippee. Tim Fox does not like to be called Tim or Timothy, but Jace. Why? The William Cobb version of Talon is a new Batman in Future State Suicide Squad, but from the preview, he doesn't last long. Oh, joy. A new Batman that we're going to kill off 5 seconds into the event. Something terrible happened to Tamara Fox, putting her in a coma related to superheroes and superheroics. Okay. No big deal. Hypnotic Woman is persuading everyone she's Wonder Woman in Future State Suicide Squad. Okay. As thieves, Catwoman and Poison Ivy find the third member of their Birds of Prey, Dee Dee, standing for domestic droid. First of all, Poison Ivy is a thief. Second of all, what? Domestic droid? Okay. The Legion of Doom exposed the League as false idols, popularizing the term "Not Our Justice League." Well, that sounds familiar. Yes, it does. Maybe you could leave politics out of things. Anyway, they are T.O. Moro. Oh, Jesus. I'm just going to move on. The Mer Creature Fisherman in the Aquaman role in Future State Suicide Squad. The future of the Green Lanterns is a ringless one. This is the one that just just made me want to throw up my hands. A bit like Star Trek Discovery. Oh, yay, let's copy that. Without the dilithium. So we have Green Lanterns trapped with no ring to speak of. Nort has become a far fiercer warrior, even more than Jon Stewart. Why are we copying? This is too old to have copied Star Trek Discovery, but they're both stupid ideas. Police and firefighters no longer talk to each other in Gotham. Gotham has a speakeasy for superpowered folk away from the magistrates run by Slam Bradley. Jessica Cruz. I love Jessica Cruz. She's a great character. Is fighting Yellow Lanterns without a ring. So, if they don't have rings, what's the point? And, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I don't even want to get into where in the timeline this is happening. The next Batman wields Golden Shuriken in the future state. Okay, who cares? Guy Gardner without a ring. Yay. Could be the greatest peace bringer of all across the decades. Less One Punch, more One Piece. Woohoo. Clayface now looks like Martian Manhunter. Okay, in 2030, magicians are being hunted down from the Justice League Dark, mounting a fight back against the Crow King Merlin, with Merlin's men playing the role of the magistrate in Gotham, but with magic. We'll get more to the magistrate thing later. The angel and former leaguer Zoriel is burned at the stake after working with John Constantine. Okay. I don't know what. Okay. Superman is a grown-up Connor Kent in Future State Suicide Squad. That's fine. The next Batman has Vol, his own Oracle. Okay. On World, Clark Kent, Superman is battling as a gladiator so he can eventually liberate the planet from its ruler Mongol's son. So, I'm a little torn on this one. I think it's a stupid way to get Superman out of the way so you can have other Superman, basically. That being said, it is a very Superman thing to do. I'm going to skip over some stuff. The new Mr. Miracle. Watch no one complain that he's black because it's Mr. Miracle. This is why no one likes Bleeding Cool. Shiloh Norman accidentally lands on the planet after escaping Metropolis while Guardian manages a bottled city of riders. The new Wonder Woman begins her story targeting incompetent, hypocritical and corrupt politicians in Sao Paulo, Brazil, type who travel in helicopters to avoid the people they govern and protests they generate. So okay. Huntress is a criminal. Gee, what a shock! Not the Huntress part. As are Catwoman and Poison Ivy. You think? Midnighter hunts for a power source greater than kryptonite to help Clark overthrow World's ruler. I hate that name. Just because I can't say it. Supergirl has issues with Jonathan Kent. Okay, so here's some nice intersectional feminism for you and some nice little politics to throw in there just in case, you wanted some of that in your entertainment. Supergirl had issues with Jonathan Kent becoming Superman rather than her. So evil white man steals title from unfortunate white girl. Great. After he shrank Metropolis and placed it in a bottle. Okay, now I hate Jonathan Kent too, because it's dumb. And like the worst possible way to totally goes against everything Clark Kent stood for. Supergirl demands he relinquishes the role. There's a big fight, and now she's hiding on the moon, basically. Employing curfew, arrestings. So Gotham City has become a fascist dictatorship. Because, that would totally be something the United States would allow to happen, is one of their cities just start governing itself completely and entirely against the laws of the country in every conceivable way. I don't know, maybe it would. Given some of the stuff that's happened. Planet Gotham. Wow. The first artificially created planet has seen a full planet-wide evacuation order. So look at all these timelines. We got near future. We got 2030, which is just 10 years, 9 years, 9 years. We got planetary governments, and we got freaking artificial planets in the United Planets Council, and we haven't even gotten to Wonder Woman yet. The magistrate has no jurisdiction across Gotham City line. It doesn't have jurisdiction anywhere. Dee Dee previously appeared in the future set Batman Beyond cartoon. Okay, so that's where that character comes from. As twin sisters Delia Dennis and Deidre Dennis, the granddaughters of Harley Quinn. Under the common alias Dee Dee, they joined the Jokers and followed their grandmother's footsteps as hinge-winches of the original Joker. But this is a new Dee Dee for the DC Universe, so none of this is relevant. Moving on a little bit. Here we go. Here's another time jump headache mess. In the year 4500, so remember 2030, a couple of unknown time periods, a time period in which the original Batman is still alive. And we've got 4500. Swamp Thing has become ruler of Earth after the human population was devastated by war. So the Swamp Thing has made his own replacement humans while looking for humans. Has got a lot better since the anatomy lesson and now knows how to build animal life in much greater detail and purpose with the obsidian and the dying man. So this doesn't matter because we know from other things going on that he succeeds. So yeah. So tired. So the magistrate, which rules Gotham, has a shoot on sight law if anyone is masked as a hero. Yara Flor, Wonder Woman, declares she will no longer be part of the Justice League while is associated with the United Planets. Stuff went down. Woohoo. There's a lot of crap about Gotham in here. At the end of time, so now we have at the end of time, all is forgiven and forgotten with Swamp Thing, who is now planted in Themyscira, taking root through Paradise Island. So we know that he succeeds and survives until the end of time. So now, whatever happens in the Swamp Thing comic doesn't matter because you know he's going to live. Black Adam rules the planet of, I don't know how to pronounce that, in 82,020. So there's another timeline. Yeah, I'm going to skip more because you get the idea. The timelines are all over the place. There's really weird crap happening. There's stuff happening that doesn't make any sense. Like Gotham City being allowed to be its own dictatorship inside the freaking United States. For some reason, Jimmy Olsen ratted out the resistance to the magistrate. That's neat. So, some of these characters are going to continue. I'm really... This sounds like a giant mess. I'm sorry. It just sounds like a giant mess. It's too all over the place. There's some character designs that I would certainly like to see moving forward after this event, like Catwoman. I wouldn't mind this character coming in. We'll see, though. I gotta read the character and see if she's awful, like apparently Jonathan Kent is. Swamp Thing doesn't look anything like Swamp Thing. Harley Quinn barely looks like she's changed. She's just got more pouches now, so I guess she like traveled back in time to the 90s. I really like this touch to Wonder Woman, who's way in the future, except when she isn't, where she's wearing... you can't really see it in this picture, but she's wearing the bat belt, and there's a ring around her neck, or a piece of kryptonite. It's kind of hard to say. If it's a, I initially thought it was a Green Lantern ring, but if the Green Lanterns are ringless, I have no idea. No idea what that is. But I think it's supposed to be a reference to Superman. So that's kind of a neat touch because she's remembering the people that mattered to her a great deal a long time ago. But other than that, I mean, you want to talk about some convoluted crap. This is the remains, the shell remains of 5G, and I don't know if it's convoluted crap because they just salvaged what they thought was neat, or if 5G was going to be this big of a convoluted mess. So, I mean, it could end up good, who knows. But this is the kind of stuff that keeps me from reading mainstream comics because I don't want to be reading a bunch of convoluted crap. And mainstream comics just continues to either be political or convoluted or poorly written or have bad art. As long as this artist's involved, you know, but who knows how many books he's actually involved in. Well, hopefully it's not a complete disaster. Hopefully it's fun and interesting and helps stabilize DC Comics, but I don't think there's a way to actually help that at this point. I think this is just a last gasp. Let's get this out of the way because we already paid for it situation. So if you like the video, hit the like button, and I will see you next time.